undesired flying object. So apparently,
that sounds threatening.
So apparently, this document goes through the fact that they've discovered something that you can become invisible to the UFOs or deflect your existence from them. Another document talks about a Bosnian fugitive in which the author mocks the Pentagon's failure to find the man despite the fact that the CIA was communicating regularly with extraterrestrial beings. So this document really wasn't about UFOs to begin with. It was talking about how somebody was on record saying, this is what happened, and they didn't catch the guy, and they tried to do this, but he got away. And, it's just really crazy because this is the one group of people on the planet that are talking to extraterrestrial beings, and they can't find this one fugitive.
Right. That's funny.
Which to John Greenwald was really interesting because it's just like, what does that mean? And of course, a whole bunch of stuff is blocked out. So here's some things that just, we'll post this article, you can check it out, and definitely check out The Black Vault with John Greenwald because, like I said, I think he's a really credible source, and he really goes through and breaks down which articles you should check out. Oh, and then back to the chief scientist. So there was something else that happened in Russia where the CIA took this information and brought it to this chief scientist in America, in the CIA, to check out like this UFO case, and then the rest of it has been blacked out, and you can't understand like what happened after that. Can I just point something out? Is there some kind of alliance with Russia and the United States with UFO material, but like everything else political is off the table? Is this the only agreement that Russia and the United States have made that they can share UFO material, but they cannot like be friends in the public eye, and they politically can't be on the same page? It's just a little strange.
Yeah, we've heard that before where, this whole idea with, the Cold War and stuff is just kind of political theater. I mean, we do joint operations in space and stuff with them on the International Space Station and all that sort of stuff. So, maybe this is just something where, like, this is too important to play silly games. We should probably work together on this kind of thing. This affects us as a planet rather than a country,
And you also hear insiders in these underground bases around the world, and every time these insiders talk, it's always like multiple countries are there. It's not just Russia. It'll be like the Italians, the Spaniards, the United States, and China. We'll all be there together. It seems like there's some sort of global plan. It's not just Russia. It feels like it's all connected, potentially. Or that's all bullshit. Yeah. They all have their own divisions researching it, and they're all hiding it from each other. But, I've heard many insiders talk about multiple nations working together on it because it's so important. It's so much. It's above everything else. It makes everything seem silly.
Right.
Yeah. Also, this article is very long, and of course his website is huge. But there's lots of other cases with other countries that the CIA is involved in. So again, I kind of second what you're saying. I think that like there is a lot of world governments working together to share information on this, to figure it out. And I think that everything else is a political theater. Yeah. For us to emotionally
makes sense
or not emotionally get involved in.
Right. All stage play. The whole world's a stage. All the world's a stage. That's the quote.
So, bouncing off the whole idea that maybe Russia and the United States are working together, and there seems to be a lot of UFO stories in Russia, definitely with the CIA documents that are released, but also John Greenwald bringing that up at the Black Vault. But then there's also a million stories in the United States. Do you guys think they're actually working together?
Yes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think
we're done. Podcast is over. That's it.
And we're done. Thanks for coming, guys. It's been real.
But Matt, you found some more information about something else that happened in Russia that had way more detail than some of these other files.
True, yeah. I thought it might have been the same story you mentioned earlier, and then I couldn't work out why you couldn't pronounce Siberia properly. But this is actually in Siberia, not that place that you said. So
it must be because I have boobs.
Could be it. Yeah. I hear they get in the way. But anyway,
shut up.
So this is actually in Siberia. It's not in the place that you mentioned. But before I get into that,
Sasova.
It kind of reminded me of something that came out actually a few years ago. It's not part of the latest drop. But it was an interesting little piece in these FBI documents, nonetheless. And this document is titled "The Vault UFO Part 1 of 16." So aptly titled. A memorandum of importance. So this is from 1947, apparently, and and even if the stuff in this document is just a report of what some person of authority said, it seems like the FBI actually treated it with some really, this was an important piece for them, apparently. So the writer of this memorandum, apparently he's not mentioned, they don't give his name or whatever in this document, or it's been redacted, but apparently he has several university degrees and was a former university department head, so he's no like crazy person. He's got some credentials, is what I'm saying. So here's what he says in the document. He says
some big dick credentials. This guy
he's got some big dick credentials, yeah, some big dick energy going on. So he starts it off by saying, a very serious situation may develop at any time with regard to the flying saucers, in quotations. He says, if one of these should be attacked, the attacking plane will almost certainly be destroyed. So are our Space Brothers friends, Josh? Are they?
Wait, dude,
yeah,
would you be friends with somebody who like is shooting at you? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
like
that's
they don't do
true.
anything. If anything, they've shown ridiculous restraint. There's only several stories of them firing back in situations they get fired upon. So take that.
Yeah,
and put it
I'm
in your
about to
pipe,
go into
O'Connor.
one.
Yeah, but
Okay.
maybe they don't want to get butt probed. Okay, not everybody wants something in their ass. Okay, Josh. All right?
I mean, odd, but okay, not everyone. Sure. But I mean, that's basically
I
what
don't
this
get
guy
it.
is warning against. He's warning against that. He's basically saying these visitors are mostly peaceful, but like if you fuck with them, they will fuck back. If you play stupid games, you'll get fucking stupid prizes from these people. So
I mean, well, that's like, yeah, that's what happens.
yeah. So he says, in the public mind, this might create near panic and international suspicion. The principal data concerning these crafts is now at hand and must be offered. This is from 47 again. So, he's basically saying that they know about these crafts, they have information, and it must be, disseminated, I think he's saying, to the population, in order to kind of get this information out. He says, no matter how fantastic and unintelligible it may seem to minds not previously instructed into thinking this type, we have to get this information out. So then he goes into... I didn't want to like read this verbatim, but it's all like really fascinating stuff. So then he goes into this like nine points of what he was saying in this memo of these visiting creatures. And he's not saying they're from another planet. He's suggesting they're from another dimension, which is interesting. So number one, he says...
right up our alley.
It is right up my alley. Deeply. So he says, number one,
Slowly.
Part of the discs carry crews.
You guys. This is serious.
I'll say that again. Part of the discs carry crews. Others are under remote control. Number two, their mission is peaceful. The visitors contemplate settling on this plane, so in this dimension. So I don't know what they've done to their dimension, but apparently they want to join us in this one. These visitors are human-like, but much larger in size. Interesting. Giants? I don't know.
Oh.
They are not excarnate Earth people, but come from their own world. So he says, number five, they do not come from this planet as we use the world, but from an etheric planet, which interpenetrates... Go on.
Stop it. Stop it.
With our own.
Are we about to talk about angel hair now? I mean, I thought we were over that.
So basically,
I'll never be older than a 13-year-old. God, this is so funny.
So basically, he's saying, like the theory of different dimensions, that their dimensional world exists within the same plane, within the same space as ours, but in another dimension. Basically, not perceptible to us.
But where did the penetration come through? So they go through another dimension?
Yes. they're able to they have some technology that it allows them to pass through to our world, apparently.
I know we've talked a lot about interdimensional stuff before. I just read a great Reddit story where a guy claimed he was abducted over and over again, and it wasn't fear-based, and it was definitely more of like the real abductions I like to talk about. And the one thing he said was the aliens said, "We're farther away than you understand, but we're also just to the side." I thought that was interesting.
And really creepy. If you think
well, here he goes on to kind of explain how they pass through. He says, number 6, the bodies of the visitors and their craft automatically materialize on entering the vibratory state of our dense matter. So we've heard that before, that there's the vibrational field that they're able to materialize into our world once they, vibrate at a certain frequency or whatever. That's pretty common in the New Age kind of stuff, I guess.
Right.
Here's where the threat stuff comes in a little bit. So number 7, the discs possess a type of radiant energy or a ray which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. They re-enter the etheric at will and so simply disappear from our vision without a trace. So we've heard that before, UFOs just gone in the blink of an eye. And I keep, as I was reading this, I was like, this is an FBI document that they had. This is not like some manifesto on the on the internet. This is like an actual document from 47.
Wow.
So number 8, the region from which they come is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the locus and talus. Students of the esoteric matters will understand these terms. I tried to look these up briefly before the show, but it's another fucking can of worms again. It's a deep rabbit hole. But basically, they're esoteric terms describing something. I will get into that probably another time, maybe.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you say this was an FBI document, not a CIA document?
This is FBI, yeah.
It's gonna. Yep. Oh, you're just teeing up the threat thing so you can get to the crazy CIA story. I see what you're doing now.
Right. Yeah. So number 9.
Hey, spoiler alert.
Number 9. They probably cannot be reached by radio, but probably can be by radar if a signal system can be devised for that apparatus. I thought that was interesting. Like, he's speculating on how they can be communicated with, which is interesting. So basically, kind of leaves it off with this: we give this information and warning, and can do no more. Let the newcomers be treated with every kindness, unless the discs are with. And there's like these couple of illegible bits at the bottom when they've kind of stamped over. Actually, a lot of these documents, if you look at them, it looks like someone's like colored in with crayon. They're just like horrible reproductions, but anyway. So, and he says, like, a heavy responsibility rests upon a few in authority who are able to understand this matter. So, really interesting stuff. Like, back in 47, and we're still talking about the same stuff today, So, is there something to it? I don't know. But anyway, so this led me into one of the recent documents that came out on the Black Vault, and this one was entitled Cosmic Revenge, and this happened in Russia back in 1991, and it comes from, I guess the CIA looked into some sort of news source, the paper from Russia, where they kind of looked into old KGB files after the fall of the Russian USSR or whatever it was. So interesting stuff. So it's like official documents again, but it's based. It's a news story that was picked up by the CIA. So it opens with this: after Mikhail Gorbachev dissolved the government in 1991, the KGB, Top Secret Intelligence Administration. And that a lot of material from that department found their way abroad, in particular to the CIA, as responded by the authoritative magazine Canadian Weekly, World News. U.S. intelligence obtained a 250-page file on the attack of a UFO on a military unit in Siberia. So, what happened? Some shit went down, guys. Oh, this was interesting as well. This is kind of what they led off the article with, a bit of hyperbole, but it's like the file contains not only documentary photographs and drawings, but also testimonies by actual participants in the events. one of the CIA representatives referred to this case as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of an extraterrestrial creatures. A picture that makes one's blood freeze. Thanks, CIA. Really, sensationalizing it for us.
Right.